Deep Adriatic DeFishGear project is addressing wider context of the marine litter issue to ultimately provide a key strategic input on a regional level. Marine litter is defined as any persistent manufactured or processed solid material discarded, disposed of, or abandoned in the marine and coastal environment. It is generally globally recognized as a persistent and growing problem with environmental, economic, safety, health, and cultural implications that may expand beyond borders. Before the DeFishGear project, the Adriatic region was deprived of the strategic input on the state of marine litter in the Adriatic Sea. With its 7 participating countries from the Adriatic region and its 16 eminent institutions, which include academia, research institutes, local and national authorities, in just over 2.5 years, the DeFishGear is on the way to leave a substantial footprint in the path towards a litter-free Adriatic Sea. A deep understanding of the need for accurate, coherent, and comparable scientific data, which will serve as the fundament for the development of regional policies and regulations for the sustainable management of marine and coastal environment of the Adriatic Sea, is the key message that the DeFishGear project aims to deliver to its stakeholders. Thus, the integration of science into policy is one of the fundaments of the project, and the International Scientific Workshop held in Sarajevo was a milestone on that path.
This workshop was a wonderful opportunity for different stakeholder groups to come together and interact on the science to policy interface. The first day was dedicated to showcasing the DeFishGear project, as well as the different legislative frameworks and the efforts that the countries of the Adriatic, and in particular Bosnia and Herzegovina, are doing in order to address the issue of marine litter. And in particular, special focus was given to the regional plan for marine litter management in the Mediterranean, as well as in the revision process of the National Action Plan. The second and third day of the workshop were devoted to students and the scientific community as a whole. And this was a concrete attempt to present and acquaint them with the recent marine litter scientific advances and, of course, with the main results produced by the DeFishGear project. And it was evident to all that marine litter is a key threat for the Adriatic macro region, that in order to address the issue, coordinated and harmonized efforts are needed, not only for filling in the knowledge gaps when it comes to the amounts, trends and impacts of marine litter, but also with regards to implementing solutions.
This event, which is entitled Science Meets Policy for the Cleaner Adriatic, is actually one of the highlights of the DeFishGear project, where the overarching aim is to bring closer scientists and stakeholders, policymakers. This could only be done through setting up of the joint framework for the cleaner Adriatic in terms of providing sustainable solutions for waste management, a joint monitoring program, as well as provision of joint strategies for protection of biodiversity and marine environment. It is very important to emphasize that actually only through regional approach and involvement of both stakeholders and scientists, one could provide the sustainable solutions to such, I dare to say, a global problem such as marine litter. I am speaking on behalf of Hydro Engineering Institute, organization which is responsible for the implementation of the DeFishGear project in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and it was our pleasure as hosts and also as a country to host such a big event of strategic importance for the Adriatic region.
Provision of the sustainable solutions for the derelict fishing gear management lays at the heart of the DeFishGear project. Substantial role of fishermen in providing solutions to this problem has been recognized from the very beginning. To that aim, the DeFishGear expert team has designed an action plan comprising targeted activities which would involve fishermen. One of these actions is the so-called Fishing for Litter action, an initiative undertaken by fishermen while performing their daily fishing activities, leading not only to the removal of marine litter, but also to raising awareness of the issue in the fishing sector and wider.
The importance of fishing for litter in the Adriatic Sea is because it's the best and cheaper way to reduce the litter in in the Adriatic bottom or in the Adriatic Sea, using the collaboration, voluntary collaboration of fishermen.
With the aim of the DeFishGear project, we have conducted a series of monitorings and the different kinds of studies, both the studies of microplastics and microplastics within the biota, within the chosen species of the fish and mollusks, as well as the other species that we actually found as to be interested for those kind of studies. I have to mention that together with all the partners from the projects, the results gathered from these studies were actually crucially important not only for our state and not only for our knowledge of marine biodiversity, the pollution, the effects of pollution upon the biota, but also for the regional scales and I have to say the European scale as well.
Litter always ends up in the sea, no matter how far from the sea we are. This is the truth due to which this kind of projects, especially of wider and regional context, are indispensable to every corner of the planet Earth and thus to the Adriatic as well.